So upcoming Friday nights, me and the degenerate boys that we are, we're coming back with the betting show.
You look at the way he bounces off tacklers, the way that he keeps his eyes downfield, his vision, his ability to find holes, his pass catching ability, right? Because he had.
In my lifetime, I'd put him at probably around the 2 area, with, again, the only other person up there being King Ricky.
Anthony Richardson or Caleb Williams at the 111.
Yeah.
Welcome everybody to the NLF Week 12 in review. I'm your host, Jacob Krogan. As always, I got Jared Bolton here with me, Jared, the Bear Man himself. And that is what happens when you do this last minute after you wake up from a beautiful nap. And you just
glorious.
misspell some things. So thank you, Dennis, for pointing that out. We appreciate you. As always, please like, share, subscribe. Man, Bolton, how you doing, buddy? How's your Thanksgiving weekend or your week going?
Just started today. I actually just fixed up the wife's car, changed the rear view mirror that she fucking slammed into the side of the garage. So had to change that out. That was fun, but kind of being productive, and then got a nap in, and then here I am.
Oh yeah, as always. What's up, Tim Hawkins? I appreciate you, buddy, as always, being in here. Let's start some drama. Like, the Eagles are just not a good football team. I think that's a good starting point here.
You think so?
Yeah, the Eagles are just bad at football. Oh wait, no, sorry. I'm so sorry. That's the Giants. I meant the Giants.
Giants are also terrible at football.
But just start some drama.
Yeah.
Get some comments in the chat. Let's just have some fun with it today. Y'all know why you're here. You're here for the NFL Week 12 in review. And Bolton, I don't know about you, but I had a great time not only gambling, but just predicting how this was going to go.
I did not. You want to know why?
Why?
Because of this guy right here.
Oh, this guy? That guy right there?
Yeah, this guy. This one right here.
Right here?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, he was, like, oh, yeah, fucking predictions are hitting like fucking money. Just free fucking hotcakes at fucking Denny's. My fucking ass, dude.
He said, these aren't the hotcakes I ordered.
You want to talk about drama? The last 2 times that the Cardinals have played the Eagles, we have won.
Ooh.
Fun fact.
I can't back any of that out. I'm pretty sure the Eagles have beat the shit out of the Broncos like the last decade of my life, so it's fine. I remember us being deployed in Qatar, and they just beat us like 50-something to 10. It was just embarrassing. And speaking of Esdell,
that was Carson Wentz's run, wasn't it?
Yep, that's when they won the Super Bowl that year. That was just bad. But speaking of bad, let's get into the Steelers and Browns game here.
Bad.
So Thursday night Snow Bowl, and everybody got what they wanted out of this game. Everybody wanted Jameis Winston to do his thing and beat the Steelers, because let's be honest, I don't think anybody really likes the Steelers. Much less I get to relish in the fact that everybody got to watch Russell Wilson be Russell Wilson. Yeah, he was 21 of 28 for 270 yards and a touchdown, but 5 sacks?
Yeah, not good.
Running out of clean pockets? The Browns won 24-19. Nick Chubb, 2 touchdowns, 59 yards. Jerry Jeudy finally looking like a receiver. So was it Denver or?
No, they just had to trade away everybody around him to make him a number 1.
Fair enough. I mean, ever since James he's been there. Judy's been doing his thing. He's been a good receiver, so it's kind of nice to see.
You can't argue that anytime Jameis Winston wins a football game, his interviews are the best. Right? I think that's what I gained from this game more than anything is I just want the Browns to win just to hear Jameis talk more.
Yeah, I solely just want to watch that man succeed just because, when he does, he gets to talk more, and it's just beautiful. I don't think he actually knows what he's going to talk about prior.
No.
And I think it all just comes up on the spot. It's so beautiful.
He would be a great improv comedian. Just toss his ass out there on stage and give him a mic and just let him go.
Oh, dude, it'll be great. Absolutely no ifs, ands, or buts. But it's funny. That's exactly who he's always been, I think. He
Yeah.
just got a bad rep for the crab leg thing back in the day.
And
But
like the Uber thing, but
it is what it
he
is.
was a
But
kid. That was 12 years ago.
what was your takeaway from this game? I mean, the Steelers just came like
My
they beat the Ravens. Everybody's
yeah,
all hype on the Ravens.
I don't like this division at all. I think they're all pretenders. That's what I got from this game.
Ooh.
Is there's a couple of teams that have a good record, but when it comes to playing each other, they just look like crap. My big takeaway from this game is Nick Chubb ran the ball 20 times. Granted, he had 2 touchdowns, but he's only averaging 3 yards a carry. And last week it was like 2 and some change. The week before that, it was like 1.5. What is going on with Nick Chubb? Do they go out and get Alston Genty with like the number 10 overall pick in this coming draft? If I'm the Browns, I highly consider doing that.
Tim is saying Tim agrees with us here, and then he asked this: "What do you think?"
I think you have a better shot of winning with Winston than you do Watson.
Oh, absolutely. I don't know what Watson's deal is. I mean,
I think they have an out this coming year. If they cut him, I think there's a substantial out, so they're not paying all that money on their bankroll for years
really?
to come. I don't quote me on that, but I've heard there is an out some way that they could get rid of him.
Mm. No, man. Dennis, I do want you to be here for the Giants game because, oh man, I'm gonna lay into that one for you, Chief. I think Watson is done. He's gonna get a job somewhere else, that is for sure. But it's gonna be a backup role, and he's gonna have to prove himself. That's kind of how I see that going. Because with how the Browns have looked, their offense has actually been putting up points ever since Winston's been there. And so, what else are you gonna do there? Like, why are we here? But on to the next game. Spent way too long talking about that game. I didn't think that was gonna happen. But we got the Vikings at the Bears. And the Bears in another heartbreaker lose 30-27. Caleb Williams, the leader here, threw the ball 47 times for 340 yards, 2 touchdowns. Aaron Jones ran the ball 22 times for 106 yards, touchdown, and Jordan Addison was the leading receiver with 8 receptions, 162 yards, and a touchdown as well. Bolton, give me your takeaway from this game.
I like that it was close, and I think it was close solely because it was a divisional game. The Bears are now going to have to walk into the Lions tomorrow, which scares me a lot. But I mean, the Vikings did what the Vikings do on offense, putting up 30 points. But this is kind of uncharacteristic of their defense to allow 27. Sam Darnold still had himself a day. Jordan Addison, he's finally blossoming into the receiver that he is. They shut down JJ with uh what's his name, Johnson, the corner for the Bears. They pretty much had him glued on him the whole game. So it was actually a really good game plan going in there, saying, hey, Jordan Addison, this is going to be your game. The fact that they
No,
took it into overtime, just not very confident, but divisional games.
I agree. And yeah, I mean, if you look at the two comments here, Danny Dimes signed with the Vikings. What's your takeaway from that?
He's going to be a great backup.
Great backup. He
Yeah,
said great backup.
I don't think he
Honestly,
starts. You've
I,
you've got a 9-2, 9-3 team with the Vikings. Why would you? Yeah, 9-2 with the Vikings. Why would you get rid of Sam Darnold?
oh no, I absolutely agree with you. I'm not knocking that at all, but um, I I think he can run that offense just as good, if not better, than Sam Darnold. I think they are of the same cloth,
Yeah,
like, and so I think he's a slightly more accurate passer than Sam Darnold, which is if you watch the Vikings, Sam Darnold misses some very wide open receivers
yeah.
because he throws the ball Mach 20 sometimes for no reason. But um, but that's probably a hot take. I don't. He's going to be a great backup, and like you said, he's only going to play if Sam Darnold gets hurt.
The only way I can see Danny Dimes starting is going to be the playoffs. If they limp into the playoffs and, like, let's say lose 5 of the next 6, right?
That's a
Then it
hot
would be
take.
like, they would squeak into the playoffs as a wild card as a 7 seed, and then they would be like, oh shit, okay, let's probably put Danny out there.
He said Danny Dimes can finally shine.
Yeah. I also liked how the Bears adapted because their run game's been shit all year, and then it was shit again. On this game, DeAndre Swift didn't do a fucking thing. So Caleb Williams was actually making good reads and good throws and not turning the ball over. That was something
Well, I think
too.
what's best here, and I saw this on a Twitter post, but they only played their best players. And the Bears are at their best when Cole Kmet's on the field, DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, who, welcome back, buddy, put on a show, and then Roma Dunze.
Yeah.
Those are the only 4 guys you need out there. Doesn't matter who you got at running back because Roshan Johnson, Swift, to me, it doesn't matter. They're not great running backs, but they get the job done. But, he still threw the ball 47 times. You can't do that.
No,
can't
you
do that
can't
against
just
good
completely
teams.
neglect the run game, but they definitely made it a game by doing it.
But, it was nice. Cole Kmet finally got back in where he needs to be. Hopefully they start realizing that he is one of their better assets and they can continue to use him. But that's just me being a Cole Kmet lover. But
I want to see the stats of Cole Kmet versus Pat Fryermuth.
Cole Kmet against Pat Fryermuth?
Yes.
Oh, no, it's 100% Cole Kmet. Just all-around tight end?
No, I said stats.
Oh,
This
stats?
year.
Pull it up. I'll
Yeah,
keep
I'll look
talking.
Yeah,
But
I'll see.
I think just all around, I think Cole Kmet still wins that. Pat Fryermuth, he's maybe had 1, 2 good games, maybe at
No,
best.
he's consistent though.
He's consistently bad. You're right. I agree with you on that.
Debatable.
Debatable, not. But
All right, so Cole Kmet has 39 receptions for 422 yards
okay.
and 3 touchdowns.
Okay.
Pat Fryermuth, 35 receptions for 354 and 3 touchdowns. I knew they
So
were
he's got
close.
about 60 less receiving yards.
Yeah, and 4 less receptions. They're right. They're right on each other.
They're there. Put them on any team that is. Shoot, you put them on the Ravens, you put them on the Lions, you put them on the Chiefs.
Cardinals.
They have Trey McBride. Why would you do that? But yeah, you put them on the Cardinals.
No, like let's say Trey McBride's gone.
Yeah, I know. Just yes, they would thrive. And what I'm hoping for is, Cole Kmet just got re-signed, but Pat Fryermuth goes to Denver. I'm a very happy man
That'd be a good signing.
because they just dropped their 3rd round draft pick in Greg Dulcich. I don't know what beef happened between them, but he came out starting, and the minute he dropped those 2 balls in week 4,
Jesus.
Sean Payton was like, okay, we're done with you. You're out. But on to the next game. We have the Lions at the Colts here. The Lions won this game 24-6. Jared Goff threw the ball 36 times for 269 yards. No touchdown, but Jahmyr Gibbs, 21 rushes, 90 yards, 2 touchdowns. And then Michael Pittman, the leading receiver here, 6 receptions, 96 yards. Man, this was a very boring game, if you will.
Yeah. The Lions were 14-6 going into half, and then they just controlled the ball. That's all they did. Just spread it out. Little dink and dunk passes here and there. And Jahmyr Gibbs. This shit they ran 30 times between their running backs. So it was just exactly what you expected. They just coasted through this game. They knew hey, let's not get hurt. Let's just get out here. Let's get a lead, and then we can just fucking hold on to the ball and not let them score.
Oh yeah. What's up, JC? Happy Thanksgiving, man. I hope you have a great weekend. And like me, I don't know about y'all. I'm going to be on the couch all day watching football tomorrow, and it's my favorite Thanksgiving tradition. So, but appreciate you tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe, and if you get a chance, go to JC's page and follow him at the Sports Affiliates. They give out some great content as well, so we always support each other, and I love it. Ooh. My mom is a Cowboys fan tomorrow.
How the fuck are you guys from Missouri and one's a Cowboys fan and one's a Giants fan? I'm so confused.
I still want to know how he's a Giants fan. If he's from Missouri.
No idea. What is your takeaway from this game, Jake? The Lions are still the Lions.
Lions are still Lions. This was a bad game, but guess what? They beat a bad team, so you did what you were supposed to do.
Come out of it,
Lions
fairly
defense showed
unscathed.
up,
Yeah.
and the Colts. I mean, I don't know what you would want, but
Where's Pete? Because I bet you this Lions Bears game at noon tomorrow is going to be better than people think.
I think it's going to be a very close game. So we can get into the weekend games if you want in a bit, in a second. But I don't know. Like Richardson was 11 for 28 for 172, which just showed that last week he was not good.
Yeah.
I mean, it is one good week, which was like an average NFL quarterback's day.
Yeah.
He can't complete the football. So the Colts are back to the drawing board, and I think they realized they made a huge mistake. He should have just sat, and he should have just learned to be accurate. Like, try and get that man more accurate, work on his footwork. Like,
he's already 22, right?
I don't
Maybe.
know.
So, he's so far into, like, I guess he's not really far into his career in terms of, playing football, but it's kind of hard to teach a lot of that footwork shit in the NFL, right? It's more about, hey, let's get the best scheme for the week going so we can beat the team. The NFL coaches aren't exactly like college coaches where they spend so much time on like fundamentals. He should have had that at Florida.
Well, see, no, that's the problem. One, he didn't do anything good at Florida. He only, started 13 games in his college
Yeah.
career. Crazy to do that. Two, you literally have to work on your craft every day as an NFL professional. That is what you are there to do. And the fact you say coaches aren't good in the NFL at coaching is just flat out a dumb take.
No,
That is their
they are
job.
good. They are really good at coaching, but I'm
And that's
saying
what
they
they're
don't
supposed to do.
have the
And no,
time in the day to be spending time on footwork. They're game planning for the next week.
he needs to be doing that. But I mean, he taps out. So do you
Yeah,
think
what
he
do you
really?
expect? Yeah, do you expect him to get any better at his footwork? No.
No, and and I think they realized that when they drafted him, they were like, okay, he's going to put in the work. We can work on him. And I don't think he does it. I think he Kyler Murray's this. I think he just plays COD all the time and like goes home and does nothing. But that is just speculation. I don't know. But ultimately, we're going to see next year. He's going to have all offseason to probably do what he can. And I mean, that's probably a hot take, but I think he is terrible because he's lazy. And it just showed he doesn't have that competitive drive.
Yeah.
And to be the best, he first round draft pick, made the NFL. You still have to work if you want to be the best. And as far as JT goes, he did get completely shut down here. And that's solely because of what I just said. You make AR throw the ball, and you're going to win this game. So you load the box, you shut him down, call it a day. What did he say as a kid? I was rooting for the best team. My mom said I couldn't do that. And that night, the Giants were winning, and I'm like, you know what? I respect it. At least you weren't like some bandwagon or like Alabama fan. Like, oh, Alabama's good at college football. I'm from Alabama. I'm an Alabama fan now. AKA Tim Montgomery. Just kidding. Tim was there from the get-go as an Alabama fan. He saw the rough times, but it was funny to watch all the Auburn fans at the time switch to Alabama fans.
Oh, yeah. That's how it goes.
Or you just go through life and you say, I'm Jacob Krogan. I'm an LSU fan in Alabama. Bring on it. Bring the pain.
Yeah.
Tim Hawkins, fact check that for us. We don't know.
I think
He's
came
young.
to the NFL at 20, right? So he's played 2 years. So I would assume he's somewhere around that 22 range.
But I mean, he's young, but he was the youngest player in his draft class, I believe. So,
yeah.
There you go. On to the next game, though, which is the Patriots and the Dolphins. Bolton, you got anything for this?
Let me look.
There you go. I'm sorry. So the Dolphins came out, pretty much dominated this entire game. They had a 24-point second quarter, and that kind of just did the Patriots in. They were up 31-0 at the end of 3, but they won 34-15. Tua, welcome back, buddy. Threw the ball 40 times for 317 yards, 4 touchdowns. Devon A-Chain, my bad. 10 carries, 32 yards. So no running game here.
No,
And
but he
then,
did catch 3 passes out of the backfield for 2 touchdowns.
yeah, I mean, that's what he is. That's where he gets his points for PPR formats for fantasy. And so, and then Jalen Waddle, welcome back, buddy. Everybody gave up on you. I still have a bunch of fantasy football shares of
I
you.
was gonna say, I
8
never gave
receptions,
Waddle. I love Waddle.
144 yards, 1 touchdown.
It looks like Tyreek Hill's on his decline, and Waddle's gonna be huge.
Dude, that entire offensive scheme the Dolphins have is based on timing. And that's what makes Waddle so good. He's an elite route runner that needs the ball at a certain time. And Tua is the only one that can do that. And
Yeah.
that
And
offense, since he's
it's
come
usually
back,
about 7 to 10 yards past the line of scrimmage and just let him eat, you know?
yep. But I mean, he runs those deep in routes and stuff. So it's kind of
Yeah.
just how it goes.
Do you think the Dolphins still have a long shot? I mean, they're still not at 500, but
The
they're
Dolphins
inching
are
their
the team
way.
that scares me to make the playoffs right now. So if
See,
you look at the playoffs, you have your 1 through 4 seeds, which is what the Chiefs,
yeah. Chiefs,
Bills,
Bills.
Ravens, and Houston, and then it goes the Steelers, Chargers, Broncos, and then you have a game and a half back, like the Dolphins.
Actually, I believe the Steelers are currently the
No, are
1
the
seed.
Steelers the ones in the
Yeah,
league?
in the North, yes.
Well, that division's wild.
Yeah,
But Tim Hawkins, you are 100% correct. Johnny Smith really is getting involved the last 4 weeks with
love
Tua
it.
just going nuts.
Love it.
He he's probably going to win a bunch of people that got him on the waiver wire their fantasy football championships this year. Like if I had to bet, he's going to be on that roster somewhere.
Either that or Brock Bowers, let's be real.
No, yeah, but I'm just saying if as far as like those guys that you pick off of the free agencies
Mhm.
that just change everybody's league, that he's on pace for that. He's your difference maker that you try to find. But yeah, I just hate it for Drake May. He makes those throws, and you're just like, man, get this guy some weapons.
Yeah, he's throwing to nobodies.
Yeah, he needs better wide receivers, and he needs a better offensive line. But at least Patriots can take kindly to him being good.
Well, so if you're the Patriots, do you go out and get line in the first round, or you go out and grab like McMillan out of Arizona?
If I can, I'm getting McMillan, good old Teat, and then you just build the line from there, or you build it from the free agency.
Yeah.
But
They got to have cap space because their team has no fucking stars on it.
yeah, but we'll see what the ownership wants to do there. Outside of McMillan and Burden, I don't trust anybody to be elite like those two. So those are the 2 receivers I love. So you get those, and then you build the offensive line elsewhere because there's always offensive line players that you can draft in later rounds that are starters that are good. So that's what I would do personally. Up next, we have the Bucks at the Giants, and man, this was just an absolute donkey fucking stomp.
Yeah.
Tommy Cutlets did not come to play. The Bucks won 30-7. That's 7 points from the Giants came in the fourth quarter when it did not matter. But Baker Mayfield doing Baker Mayfield things, threw the ball 30 times for 24 yards for 294 yards. Bucky Irving went off this game, had 12 carries for 88 yards, 1 touchdown. And then Mike Evans, welcome back from your injury, buddy. 5 receptions, 68 yards.
And Bucky Irving also has 6 receptions out of the backfield. Insane.
Oh, yeah, he went nuclear. But the Giants fucking suck. Let's be honest here. They are terrible. Their players hate playing right now. You have your 2 all-stars in Burns, your big free agency signing this offseason, and your number 1 first overall draft pick here in Malik Neighbors, both saying that this team is trash, essentially. Malik Neighbors like, I'm finally getting the ball, but we're already down 30-0. Look,
Half of it is kind of on fucking Brian Burns, though, too. Baker Mayfield had a clean jersey at the end of that game. He did not get sacked 1 time.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, what are you going to do? But Dennis, I got great news for you, buddy. I got great news for you. Cutlets isn't going to play this week, buddy. You get good old Drew Lock here, bud.
Oh, Drew Lock is starting tomorrow?
He should be. Dennis, you can fact check me there. Last I heard, Cutlets was doubtful, which means he's more than likely not going to play. Give me Drew Lock, baby. Give me Malik Neighbors to go off. Give me the Giants to upset the Cowboys. Is it really an upset? Both teams suck.
No. I think Cooper Rush is a better backup quarterback. Although there is no Jake Ferguson.
You think Drew Lock you think Cooper Rush is better than Drew Lock?
We'll see tomorrow.
Oh, we're gonna find out. I really hope I'm not wrong. I love Drew Lock, just solely was drafted by the Broncos.
Homer.
Didn't work out. But the disrespect that the Giants did at putting
Well, they've won with Tommy before. That's the only reason why he started. They were like, well, at least we know he can win a game.
Yeah. Oh, buddy, you're years from a savior. Let's be honest here. I don't think there's a quarterback in next year's draft that is going to help the Giants. So your best bet is to keep Drew Lock because I'm pretty sure you signed him 2 years. And you just build everywhere else and you get Archie Manning in the 2026 draft. That's where you go with this.
That's not a terrible take. Like, honestly, just saying, let's just grab all of the weapons in line that we need, tank a year, go get Arch Manning.
Hey, man, I can think ahead. Doesn't happen very often, but
but the odds of the Giants, let's say they get all of the pieces other than the quarterback, they're probably still not going to be the number 1 overall pick.
I think they will.
Do you think Drew Lock is going to fucking take them to a 2-win season?
No, but at the same time, what are you going to do? Like, what's your choices? You just pray at that point.
Just praying on our team sucks enough that I keep my job and that I get the number 1 overall pick in Arch Manning.
Yeah, whatever coach you bring in, he should know that he's not going to have a winning season next year.
They can't do that.
I mean, they can't, but what other choice do they have? They're going to fire everybody. It's going to be a yard sale.
Yeah.
And then you have Burns, you have Neighbors, you build up that offensive line, you take Drew Lock, who can make all the throws, and you just pray. And then if he's not it, which odds are he's probably not it, you can put in Tommy Cutlets. Realized I was calling him Danny Cutlets, and I was like, sorry, wrong quarterback.
It's just the more for the two.
Oh, it was a 1-year deal for Lock? Well, whatever. You bring in some poor rookie quarterback, and he's just going to be annihilated. But you get the talent. Best player available is what I think you do if you're the Giants. But that's here nor there. But the Bucks, they look good, dude.
Yeah, they're a scary team. I had them winning the division, at the beginning of the year, and I think they're on pace to do that. I think the Falcons are a little more frauds than the Bucks are. The Bucks are starting to get healthy and some of the receivers back, and I think Baker Mayfield is willing this team to a lot of victories.
No, dude, he is absolutely doing everything you want. He proved me wrong. I thought he was a mid quarterback at best, and he's just going out there.
They're still not above 500, I don't believe, but I think that whole division is ass. So Bucks are 5-6, and Falcons are 6-5. All right, so they're 1 game behind, or 1.5 games behind.
Oh yeah, and the Falcons are going to lose this week, so all they got to do is win, and they'll be tied for the division. But I love what they're doing. Mike Evans came back, did Mike Evans things, and that team just believes in themselves. So yeah. I think they are better than the Falcons, which is wild to say.
I was a believer from the moment that Baker Mayfield completed that 4th down pass against Nick Bosa with the stiff arm and then fucking threw the ball. I was like, all right, that's a baller right there.
Oh yeah, no, that was probably one of the most elite plays this year.
Yeah.
That is probably one of the most underrated plays. You haven't really seen it or heard it talked about, but that play was awesome to watch. Up next, we have the Cowgirls at the Commanders, and man, the Cowgirls did exactly what I thought they were going to do. Except they won. So the Cowboys won 34-26, and I got to see exactly what I wanted to see. The Commanders came out hot. Jane Daniels has calmed down. He's come back to earth. And the Commanders aren't a good football team. I want people to remember that. They are above what everybody thought, but I don't think the Commanders are a good football team yet. They still need pieces to be better. They need another receiver to go with Scary Terry. I think they should have kept man, I just lost his name. They traded him
Jahan
to the
Dotson.
Eagles. Huh?
Jahan Dotson.
Yeah, they should have kept him, but they didn't. Don't know what happened there. But I digress. Jane Daniels threw the ball 38 times for 275 yards, 2 touchdowns. Rico Dowdle, 19 carries for 86 yards. And then the only receiver on that team, Terry McLaurin, 5 receptions, 102 yards, 1 touchdown. And yes, he got 86 of those yards and that touchdown on one play. So, Bolton, what's your thoughts? Because what Tim Hawkins just put in the chat kind of just solidifies what I feel like you're about to say.
I've said this. I have said this week in and week out. Cliff Kingsbury with a new quarterback, he did it with Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray went 7-0 in his first 7 starts. They shit the bed and limped into the playoffs and lost in the wild card round. It's exactly what's happening. People figured out his offense. It's he's adding a little more tight ends and a little more running into it. He's not going 5 wide every fucking play like he was with Arizona. But it's not a hard offense to read, apparently. Like, it seems like something that's very easy, to figure out. If you're, NFL coaches, they make, NFL money because they are NFL caliber at figuring out what in the fuck it is you're doing. And he's not adjusting. And that's all it is. It took 7 weeks for them to figure it out, but now they're figuring it out, and, it's coming back down to reality.
Yeah. The Commanders, although they are a good team, they are a year behind, I think. And so I'm curious about this. Noah Brown has doubled the targets as Terry in the past 2 or 3 games. Yeah. Well, it doesn't shock me because I think teams are doubling Terry and saying, hey, throw to somebody else.
Yeah.
I mean, Zach Ertz has been going nuts too. So
That is true. Zach Ertz is the king of being the old tight end, not letting the younger tight ends blossom into what they can be.
yeah, right. Hey, look, if you're a fantasy football player, go get Ben Sinnott. That is who you need to go get.
Yeah.
He's going to be a stud. Just look at every other tight end behind Zach Ertz.
Yeah. Dallas Goedert, Trey McBride.
Yeah. It's bound to happen. That dude was a stud in college. And so if you held on to him and drafted him, good for you. You're going to get a star. Up next, we got the Chiefs at the Panthers. And, man, I was screaming at my TV. I was just screaming here.
Screaming?
Look, the Chiefs won 30-27. Patrick Mahomes threw the ball 37 times for 269 yards, 3 touchdowns. Kareem Hunt rushed 16 times for 68 yards. And then I don't know his first name.
Who?
It's not DJ Moore.
Oh, David Moore.
David Moore. There we go, yeah. Was your leading receiver here with 6 receptions, 81 yards, and 1 touchdown.
Yeah. Ask me who David Moore is, and I'll tell you I don't have a fucking clue. This dude's been in the league for 6 years.
Yeah. Oh, no, he's been for a while. And I just wanted to keep saying DJ Moore because I associate DJ Moore with the Panthers, and so every time I see him in fantasy football, I'm just like,
who is this guy?
Why is this guy on the free agency? Why is DJ Moore there? And then I'm like, oh yeah, he's not there. Amen, Tim Hawkins. Fucking Chiefs' best team. Absolutely. Look,
that's what good teams do, though. That's
good teams win, and that's what the Chiefs do. They know how to win, and that is why they are where they are. With that being said, the Panthers have improved with Bryce Young every week, I feel like.
Yeah.
So Bolton,
I honestly,
what's your thought?
I honestly have to give Bryce Young some credit here. Like, he looked a lot better, and he's continually looked better. And the big stat line to take away from Bryce Young is he threw to 7 different receivers, and 6 of them had multiple receptions. So he is reading the field. And that's just something that we weren't seeing in his early career. And if you actually give him...
Interesting. Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
But if you give him some actual talent, like we have Xavier Legette, who's a rookie, but we have 33-year-old Adam Thielen and 29-year-old David Moore. Who the fuck is David Moore? I'll say it again. If you get him some actual targets in the line, as much as I've shit on Bryce Young all year, he's actually looked kind of decent the last couple of weeks.
Yep. Good buy low candidate because I think you can get an early second for him or a late first. And honestly, it's worth it. Number 1 overall draft pick. And Bolton, why I say really is, to me, really, he's always done that. Even in college, he went through his progressions. I think he wasn't ready for the NFL speed. And then I think he lost his confidence.
Yeah.
But the brain's always been there.
Yeah.
It's, can he
Well,
process it faster?
So I won't say that he wasn't going through his reads. I just think that he thought the gap for what is open in the NFL would be the same as what the gap is in college,
Yeah,
right?
no.
If you have this much of separation with a tight end on a linebacker, that is open. You throw that,
Yep.
versus a yard or two of separation that he's used to seeing. So he would probably look at his progressions and be like, "Oh, can't throw that. Oh, can't throw that. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm running for my fucking life now because I've wasted 2.5 seconds getting to my
Yep.
fourth read."
And I think it just took him some time, but the accuracy, the confidence is there. He just needs to get a little more accurate. He tends to throw off his back foot,
Yeah.
and so just drive the ball, be a little more accurate, and I think he can be a serviceable quarterback. I don't know if he'll ever be elite, but yeah, what Tim said, just right here. You stick with Young, don't draft a quarterback, build around him. Like you said, go get McMillan,
Yeah, somebody.
go get Burden. You don't need running backs yet. You're set with Chubb and Brooks.
Yeah.
You're good there. Get him a better offensive line, and then get him a freaking defense, please.
Yeah. Well, they gave away their defense on the fire sale last year, so
Yeah, that's that truth. Honestly, I don't know what injury for Sanders, so Tim Hawkins, I'm sorry, buddy, can't talk to you there about that. But yeah, I like what I'm seeing out of him, and the Chiefs just keep getting away with it. I need Denver to get the 5 seed. I need the Chiefs to lose a few more, and then go beat the Chiefs at Arrowhead. I don't want to play the Bills or the Ravens or the Steelers at their home stadiums.
yeah.
Give me Houston. Give me the Chiefs.
hmm I think if Denver plays the Ravens again, it's a totally different ball game.
Oh, I think so too. Like, people don't realize Denver went for it 5 times on 4th down and didn't convert any of them.
hmm
Like, and I think 3 of those, the Ravens went back and scored a touchdown. So instead of kicking a field goal and resetting it, they get the ball at like the 30 or 40-yard line and only got to go half the field essentially.
Hopefully, it's just a stinger. Usually, anytime you just say your neck hurts, they purposely just put you on a stretcher because they don't want you to move it in case it is serious. So hopefully, it's not that bad. But I know that their protocol is the minute you say, "Hey, my fucking neck hurts," they're like, "All right, don't move it. Get the stretcher." Just to make sure. And they put it in a brace and whatnot, and then cut the helmet off you and take the face mask off.
Oh, yeah. But,
Hopefully, nothing serious.
yeah. Up next, we have the Titans at the Texans, and Titans won this game. Loved it. Beautiful. They won it 32-27. Old Mayo boy himself,
Ugh.
Will Levis, threw the ball 24 times for 278 yards, 2 touchdowns. Man just hums the ball down the field. He doesn't care. Fearless. Just can't feel the pressure to save his life. So Tony Pollard, 24 carries, 119 yards, 1 touchdown. What a nice surprise he's been, especially for fantasy football if you've had him.
Yeah, no shit.
And then Calvin Ridley, 5 receptions, 93 yards. He's been great ever since D-Hop went away. And the Titans aren't a bad team. Will Levis hasn't looked bad.
No, they're not a terrible team, and their offense popped off solely because I think of what the Titans defense did to the Texans running game. Mixon had 14 carries. He's the only running back that touched the ball this game. 14 carries for 22 yards. If you make any team in the NFL one-dimensional, you should be winning that game.
Yeah,
And that's exactly what they did. And the Texans, even being one-dimensional, you knew who the ball was going to. Nico Collins had his. Tank Dell had a pretty decent day, but what the Titans have been able to do in terms of running and passing. They were just a more complete team that day.
Westbrook IKEA.
Ah,
What is it? Akini?
yeah, something like
Akine?
that.
Yeah. Yeah, he's getting those touchdowns for some reason, taking them away from Ridley, but it's fine. I love seeing the Titans win just because they do have a great defense and people step on their defense. And the Texans are not a fantastic football team. Once again, division game.
Yep.
They know how to play each other. And Nico Collins, welcome back. Looking good, doing his thing, scored a touchdown. But yeah, the Texans aren't an elite powerhouse like everybody thought they were going to be. They lost Diggs. Nico Collins went down for a bit. And they don't have Will Anderson, the defensive rookie player of the year last year. He hasn't been there for a few weeks. So their pass rush isn't getting there as quick. There's a lot of reasons to be scared if you're a Texans fan, but I love seeing the Titans no quit. I love seeing losing teams upset like division winners here. And that's the football I like to see.
I agree. Their run defense is one of the best. Yes,
yeah.
they shut that shit down immediately. I want to know how many touches Mixon had in the second half. I bet you it was like 4.
Yeah. No way it could have been a lot. Yeah. Sorry. Yawning over here. Up next, we have the Broncos at the Raiders here. And Broncos won 29-19. Bo Nix threw the ball 42 times for 273 yards, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers. Jaleel McLaughlin, 7 carries, 44 yards. And then Jonathan Myers, right? That is Jonathan.
Yeah.
10 receptions, 121 yards.
No, Jacoby Myers. No.
Jacoby Myers, yeah. I'm just making up names at this point.
Jesus.
Stroud is in a sophomore slump. I will give you that, Tim Hoggins. But, I mean, more film. Teams are starting to understand what he does, what he doesn't like to do. But he does not deal with pressure well. So when that defense is on him, he just doesn't deal with it well. But the Broncos won this game. Offensive Rookie of the Year candidate to me, Bo Nix, that guy right there on that big card. Yeah, right there. Should win it. Has been looking fantastic outside of September. Just progressively getting better. And the Raiders, they lost Gardner Minshew with a broken collarbone. Aiden O'Connell will finish out the season this year. But I love what Denver did. Denver said, fuck you, Brock Bowers. Here's Pat Surtain. Good luck trying to catch any footballs today. And they did sacrifice. Like I said, Jacoby Myers, 10 receptions, over 100 yards, and a touchdown. Should have had 2 if Desmond Ridder could have thrown the ball accurately. And it would have been a late touchdown with like 10 seconds left. Didn't matter. But the Raiders would have covered. Hate how the Broncos started out slow.
Yep.
They kicked 3 field goals in the first half. Hated seeing that. I want to see more touchdowns, but I digress. They were losing this game at halftime, and I thought this was going to be a game where they thought they were going to walk over the Raiders, and then just didn't think anything of it, thinking of the Browns this Monday night. But they came through. They did exactly the opposite of what they've done the last decade, and they found a way to win this game, grinded it out, and they just have no run game, and that's what scares me.
Yeah, it scares the fuck out of me. That's exactly what I was going to bring up was Javonte Williams. What in the fuck happened to him?
Dude, he's hit and miss. Some days he looks like he's back to his old self, and then some days. But also, I don't know what's going on. I feel like anytime Jaleel McLaughlin gets the ball, I guess it's because he's so quick, but his holes are always, I feel like, a truck size, like a truck can run through.
Yeah.
And then Javonte's over here just gets no when he does get a hole, he bursts through and he does what he needs to. But it's just I think teams know when he's in, we're going to load the box, play cover 2. And so every time he touched the ball, literally Max Crosby was crashing. If you do just an RPO fake, Bo Nix was going to run for 100 yards.
Javonte had 8 carries for -2 yards.
Dude, like I said, I swear to God, if you watch that game, Max Crosby just like they ran away from him every time. He just crashed down the line and hit him in the backfield every time. There was nothing he could do.
Ugh.
But like when they put Jaleel in there, they played honest defense. And so
Yeah.
like that's kind of what it is, and I hate it.
Hmm.
Is
Fuck it. I'd throw Jalil in there. Let him get the ball 17 times a game. Why even give Javonte 8 carries at this point?
well, I mean, you saw what he did the week prior, right?
Yeah.
He went off.
Yeah.
And so it's just weird. I think teams are playing it exactly like that, and that's just how it's going to be. But yes, Sutton is playing like an alpha receiver right now. He's the number 9 receiver right now in yards, and I love to see it. After he had that 0 targets, 0 reception game, he's been lights out. He's been the number 1 wide receiver you want to see. He looks like his old Pro Bowl self from his second year. I know that was 5 years ago or whatever, 4 or 5 years ago.
If you can
But-
just get a catchable ball to him, he's 6'4". The dude's a monster.
No, he's huge. I remember when we went to that Vikings game, he was just like, that receiver's tall as fuck.
Yeah. And then you know what they did? 3 tight end fades at the goal line to lose that game. You remember that?
I do. Oh no, I remember it, dude. Trust me, that one's ingrained in the old noodle.
What happened to that really tall receiver? Oh, he's not on the field. Why in the fuck is there a tight end out wide?
Why the fuck is Noah Fant out wide right now?
Yeah. Let's try it on 3rd down. No, incomplete. All right, let's try it again on 4th. We're very confident about this play. Jesus.
Surely he'll catch this one. But that's the old regime. We're on to bigger, better things here. I'm ready to hear about your Cardinals game, but before that, we're going to get to this 49ers-Packers game. I don't know about you, but I think this is a completely different game if Brock Purdy's in this game.
Oh, of course.
So I don't know what happened to Brock Purdy, but he got injured, got pulled. Brandon Allen played this game, and the Packers Packers ran away with it, literally.
Yeah.
Packers won 38-10. Josh Jacobs, 26 carries, 106 yards, 3 touchdowns. Brandon Allen did what he could, threw the ball 29 times for 199 yards, 1 touchdown. And George Kittle, 6 receptions, 82 yards, 1 touchdown.
So what do you expect out of a backup quarterback? They're going to load the box and shut down McCaffrey, make him throw. Well, as a backup quarterback, you're not very confident on throwing, 12-yard out routes because you got to really put some spin on that ball. Probably ain't got that much, arm power. So he's not going to throw those. He's only going to throw over the middle. So who's your number 1 middle target? You got Kittle and you got Jawan Jennings. Those are the 2 dudes that did anything in that game. That's exactly what was going to happen. The minute you threw him out there, you were like, fuck, we're screwed.
Jacobs did run away with this for sure. And I got a better question.
All right.
Is Jordan Love not elite?
I put him at like the 12 mark probably. If I had
Dude,
to rank quarterbacks, 1 to 32, I'd probably put him in that 12 to 15 range.
Okay. I think this game is completely different if you put Brock Purdy in there. And I don't know why Brandon Allen's playing over Dobbs personally, Josh Dobbs, but
I don't know that either. That was also, I don't know, maybe they had more faith with throwing a similar built quarterback, I guess, in that spot.
Or maybe Josh Dobbs is just, turnover prone and they were like, we don't need turnovers. So
Well, you need to put the ball downfield though, too.
yeah, you can. Absolutely. Yeah, ain't no way they're using Mason Moore when they have CMC. Sorry, buddy. That's never going to happen.
Happening.
The Mason days are over. Hopefully you traded him away when you could for something. But this game, I honestly hated watching it. Wasn't fun.
No.
But
every time the 49ers got any sort of momentum, Packers would get the ball and just march it down the field.
Yeah.
Like, oh, the 49ers kicked the field goal. Oh, okay, now they're only down 14, 17 points, whatever it is. Well, another march down the field, easy touchdown. Just kept putting it away further and further. They never let off of the gas.
Yeah, just kept running it. And that's all you need to do. But also, fun fact, 3 of the receivers for Green Bay are in the top 10 for most drops like in the NFL drop rate.
Yeah, I believe it.
No,
Watson's always dropped. I don't know who they are, but I guarantee you it's probably Watson because he can't hold onto a fucking ball to save his life. It's probably Dobbs, and it's probably I don't want to say Jalen Reed, but probably Dontavian Wicks.
Yep, you crushed it right there. All three. Wicks actually has the worst. I think he has a 25% drop rate.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's insane. Man got Burke hands. But up next, Bolton, the floor is yours, buddy. The Cardinals at the Seahawks.
This game was just what happens whenever you don't show up. That is exactly what happened. I don't know if anybody watched this game, but the fucking Seahawks D line was in Kyler's face 1 second into every play. He was running for his fucking life. We could not run the ball on the ground. James Conner had 8 yards on 7 carries. Like, what are we doing? Trey Benson, 4 carries for 18 yards. We could not move the ball, right? So we physically just could not move the ball. Every time we got any momentum going, we would turn around and fuck it up and cough it up and give it right back to him. There was a 4th and 2 at midfield that we were just out of field goal range, or it would have been like a 61, 62 yarder. 4th and 2, we go for it. Kyler Murray tries to make a play and kind of little, shovel up overpass to Michael Wilson. That gets picked off by Kobe Bryant, RIP, and takes it to the crib for 69 yards. And that was the turning point of the game because this game was 7-3 all the way up until that. And then we kicked 2 field goals this game. We couldn't move the ball. Trey McBride broke his personal record and a Cardinals record for tight end receptions in a game with 12 for 133. But everybody else was bracketed. They had Marv and Michael Wilson pretty much constantly bracketed, and nobody could just get anything going. They were like, yeah, you know what? Trey McBride, fuck it. He can have a day, but you're not going to do anything without a running game or your 1 or 2 wide receivers.
Yeah.
Our defense did well. We played really well against the Geno Smith-led team. They didn't, specifically do anything great. They just did enough, I would say. The only touchdown that was had in this game was the pick six, though.
I got you. Yeah, no, boring game. JSN came to play. He's been going nuts. And T Daddy, I see you in the comments, buddy. I appreciate you watching. But honestly, I don't know, dude. That's a tough question. They're very similar guys, so I'd have to say it's probably the same.
I think Seattle wins this division. Well, they currently have the tiebreaker over the Cardinals, so that's unfortunate. But we play them in 2 weeks. But if the Cardinals come out Sunday and beat the Vikings, call me crazy.
Oh yeah, no, tough order, right? Yeah. No biggie. Y'all can do that, right?
Yeah, we'll be all right. Sure.
Hey, no worries, buddy.
Thanks for watching.
Just not gonna put that one up there, but hey, we appreciate you watching as always, dude. Appreciate you tuning in. If you have any questions, let us know that are football relevant. Oh well, shit. I guess that is football relevant.
Yeah, it's not too far off.
They are football players.
JSN has come on as of late. Yes,
Yeah,
and I love it, right? So he's only going to get more target share whenever Tyler Lockett decides to hang up the cleats. He is 31 years old, 32, somewhere around there. So he doesn't have much left in the tank. So JSN is going to take over that number 2 role and really just be that possession wide receiver with a lot of back end speed and not so much of just the deep threat that DK is. I agree. JSN is he's only getting better.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a reason he was a first round overall draft pick, and oh yeah, I agree with what Dennis just said here. We will get into that in a minute, but yeah, this game was a snooze fest. Bolton, you crushed it when you said the under was going to hit on this. I was against it, but division games, dude, bet unders on division games.
That's why we got so fucking boned last week, is because there were 8 division games this last week.
Oh yeah, is that it? Then we got the Eagles at the Rams here. This was pretty simple. The Eagles won 37-20. Matthew Stafford threw the ball 36 times for 243 yards, 2 touchdowns. Puka Nacua, 9 receptions, 117 yards. Saquon Barkley, dude. 26
What more
carries.
do we need to say about this game other than Saquon Barkley?
26 carries, 255 yards, 2 touchdowns. This man.
So these are the kind of stat lines that I put up on Dennis when I play him in Madden.
Just put on an absolute fucking clinic. He is the MVP in my eyes right now, the front runner.
You can't give it to a running back.
I know you can't, but literally this dude has saved the Eagles because I think if you have any normal running back in there right now, the Eagles are not where they are. And I think Eagles fans will kind of agree with that. But Dennis here thinks Saquon Barkley is just, an average to slightly above average running back. So, Dennis, in the chat, buddy, I just want to let you know you're wrong. And I will accept your apology in forms of picking games correctly and or you just admitting it publicly on the show Friday night. Speaking of which, are you going to be there, Dennis?
Oh, yeah, he doesn't have a webcam.
He said, yeah, maybe he is decent. But that's all you need to say. The Eagles' defense is good. They got 2 young corners right now that are just locked down, and they're picking on Darius Slay now, which is just hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
But defense is good. They need some linebacker help, but outside of that, hey, there we go. Like to hear it, Dennis. Can't wait to see you, buddy, Friday. It's going to be one for the ages because me and Bolton are going to be together. And yeah, there's going to be some beards applying. That is for sure. And then Bolton's going to get to wear that beautiful hat right there. Spoiler alert to our loyal watchers right now.
Yeah.
On who had the worst week. I needed to clip that. I need to clip that of you saying, man, mine's collecting dust. And then have you putting it on this week.
There it is right there. Collecting dust. It's still collecting dust, theoretically. I'm not putting that one on.
Yeah, you will put on that one, though. Barkley does have 745 yards. No, absolutely. Look, I'm not hating the Eagles' offensive line here. But I'm just saying, this is what the Giants should have done. And what the Giants never did for Barkley. They never built in the freaking trenches. They tried. They failed miserably. And then
Andrew Thomas, Evan Neal. Those are a couple of first-round draft picks that they fucking missed on.
Oh, dude, yeah, no, they went nuts. Obviously, like, the Evan Neal thing is wild to me because I thought he was going to be a stud.
Yeah, Andrew Thomas is decent, right? But he just can't stay healthy. I think that's his big knock.
Yeah, losing Brandon Graham is going to hurt. We'll see how it does for y'all. Y'all do have some young players, though, so.
Yeah, get the young players on the field. Brandon Graham's like 34. Let him fucking walk away from the game.
Look, he is an Eagle. You don't want to see him get hurt. Nobody wants to see somebody get hurt unless your name's Deshaun Watson. Don't know about that one, Chief. Barkley's stats aren't just him being a good running back.
He has the highlight of the year, hurdling someone backwards.
Backwards.
Never done before. There's been 60-something years of football. Never. Backwards.
We're gonna echo that one to the chambers. Great running back does well with a below average offensive line.
All right, so he's not fucking Barry Sanders, okay?
Yeah, sorry, dude. That look, you're salty that your team sucks, and I get it. I've been there. The Broncos have let me down the last decade. Bolton's been there.
Yeah,
but
it's like saying Emmitt Smith isn't a great running back because he had an awesome offensive line his whole career.
Yeah,
it's like he's still a great running back. You know, like the only great running back I can think of that was incredibly productive with a shit O-line was Barry Sanders. And that's just because you couldn't fucking touch him. He was running around like a greased up deaf kid every play.
But on to the Monday night game, the Ravens at the Chargers here. And this game did not go how I thought it was going to go. The Ravens end up winning this game 30-23. Justin Herbert threw the ball 36 times for 218 yards. Derrick Henry, hey, welcome to what I said last week. You give Derrick Henry the ball. If he rushes over 100 yards, you win. 24 carries, 140 yards. Ladd McConkey, welcome to the NFL, buddy. 6 receptions, 83 yards. That dude is a stud. He's going to be a stud with Justin Herbert for a long time. Bolton, what did you take away from this?
If I'm not mistaken, the Chargers got like a last-second touchdown to kind of make it a game. So I think the Ravens kind of just won this game out handily, and they had to try to an onside with like 30 seconds left, so it really wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah.
I thought, yeah, give Derrick Henry the ball, you win games. Justice Hill did really well when he stepped in behind Derrick Henry, 4 carries for 55 yards. If you
I
just
mean,
run
let's
the
be
ball,
honest. He had 51 of those on
yeah,
a touchdown run. So like he
yeah,
had
but
3
that's
carries
just
for
it
3
though.
yards.
You run the ball, great things happen.
Oh well, yeah, no, that's how it works. Just like right here. I mean, Barkley had 2 70-yard runs in that. Like, what happens? You wear teams down. Bullshit passion.
Oh yeah, Dennis was pissed because he wanted the under for this game, and they gave
Yeah,
him
so did
that
I.
PI.
Yeah, I'm here with you, Dennis. Trust me. I thought the under was hitting on this game too. I looked real stupid.
Ugh.
Here we go. Quentin Johnson, 0 for 5, 3 drops.
That's the Quentin Johnson I remember.
Dude, like, oh. I can't think of a more talented player that just like literally can't catch a football.
I need to move him to tight end or safety, something.
Dude, like he's open too. That's what sucks. He's always open.
Yeah. He's
And
a
shit.
monstrous man too. If he could just focus on concentration drops, like that dude is a monster of a man.
Give that man some Adderall. I guarantee you he's gonna catch some football.
Yeah, dude, all he has to do, you can get prescribed Adderall in the NFL and be okay. Just find the one doctor that's like, yeah, I can see some ADHD here. Here you go.
Yeah, right.
Just push that one down.
I
Because
mean,
man, if he could get on some Adderall and fucking start catching things, dude is a monster. But
oh,
no,
yeah.
it's the same. Quentin Johnson. Never draft TCU wide receivers. I don't care what you say. I will die on that hill.
That's fair. Whatever. But we're gonna jump into these Thursday games tomorrow. We got the Bears at the Lions. Bolton, I want your predictions. We're just gonna speed fire this.
Bears at Lions. Give me Lions and a field goal.
Lions by a field goal. So you think the Bears are gonna cover over under 47.5?
Over.
Okay, so Bolton's got the Bears and the over.
Yeah, Bears to cover over.
I like that as well. Give me the Bears to cover and honestly give me the under here.
You think so? You think it's a 21-24 ball game?
Yeah, essentially. And then we got the Giants and the Cowboys here. Dallas 3.5-point favorites. Over under 37.5 Bolton.
Give me Cowboys to cover over.
Give me the Giants money line and the over.
All right. Okay. All right.
And I'm gonna place these, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll put them on my Twitter. Follow me at BSC Sports Bets. And then we got the Dolphins, Packers Sunday or Friday night or Thursday night game. Jesus. Green Bay minus 3.5. Over under 47.5. Go.
Dolphins money line over.
I like the Dolphins money line here too, buddy. I like it too. And give me the over as well. And then we have a Friday night game, which is wild.
Black Friday game on Amazon.
Yep. The Raiders Chiefs here. Chiefs 13-point favorites. Over under 42.5.
Raiders cover under.
Raiders cover under as well. I agree. I like that as well. Let's see what we got. Dennis here says Bears 15, Lions 26. Interesting. So Dennis thinks the under is going to hit, like I do, but he thinks that the Lions are going to cover. Then he says the Giants are going to win, and the over is going to hit. So him and me are on that same wavelength. 20-19. 19 for Cowboys. That's a weird score to have.
I don't know how you're going to get that. Miss a PAT and hit 2 field goals.
And then Dolphins, Packers. He says the Packers are going to win by 8. So the Packers will cover, and the over will not hit. So he's got the under on that as well. And then he's got the Raiders covering like we have, and the over hitting. Oh, no. No. Under. By the hook.
Oh. Look at that.
Okay, so I'm going to bet the under. I'm just going to do the Degenerate Boys parlay here. So I'm going to make this, and then I'm going to bet it, post it, based off of us three and what we just agreed on, the games we had agreed on. So, that's it. Bolton, you got anything to say?
Happy Thanksgiving to all 10 of our viewers. We'll see you guys all Friday. As always, to do our number one show, which is the sports betting, where we BS a little bit more than we do sports, I would say, on Fridays.
There's a lot of BS and there's some anger at times.
I know.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as always, we appreciate y'all coming and watching the NFL recap review with me and Bolton here. Part of the BS network, where we do a little bit of BS and we talk a whole lot of sports. Thanks for watching. See y'all Friday.